Hi guys, good evening and welcome to my channel Horday's Kitchens. Guys, I would be making some pepper pot. Now guys, as we all know, all Guyanese, this is a staple traditional dish in all Guyanese home at Christmas time. Um, Pepper pot, it's made with a combination of meat. Normally, most of the times people would use beef, salt beef, pigtail, cow foot. Um, you could use oxtail, whatever meat you want. Some people even put pork in it. But guys, you could use any type of beef you want, and it's really nice. But one thing you cannot do without, you have to have your cassareep, you know. Cassareep is the key ingredients in pepper pot. Okay? So guys, I've got some of my ingredients laid out here that I would be using, and I would go ahead and I would show you how I season my beef. Okay? So guys, first of all, I've got a combination of seasoning here that I would be using to season this meat. So now guys, I've got some complete seasoning, some all-purpose seasoning. I've got some Old Bay seasoning, some meat seasoning, some black pepper, and some ground cinnamon. Over there guys, I've got some of my homemade green seasoning, and I've got some cow foot. Now, in London, we call it cow foot, but back in Guyana, all Guyanese normally would say cow heel. But it's the same thing, it means the same thing. It's just that in London we say cow foot. Many years of living in London, I just get used to saying cow foot. So, I mean the same thing. Now, with cow foot, it's not really my thing. I have to say, since I was a child, I don't really like cow foot. But you cannot really make pepper pot without putting some cow foot. So I'm putting some in there, mostly for my family because they love it. I've got my meat here guys as well, and I would be using a combination of regular beef and oxtail, right? And I've prepped my beef. I've been washed down with lime and vinegar and been washed down thoroughly and clean, and I would go ahead and show you how I season my beef. Okay, so stay tuned. Now in this bowl, I've got some of my homemade green seasoning, so I would be adding all the other seasoning to it. And I'm making like a paste, basically. And you mix it all together like this, and you make a paste. And this is what I would use to season my cow foot and my meat. So this is mixed well. So I'm going to go ahead now guys, and I'm going to season up my meat and show you how I do that, okay? So this is my meat here guys, so I'm going to go ahead and add a generous amount to my meat. And I would season well. I'm keeping back some for my cow foot. Yeah, and I'm going to go right down to the bottom and season well. Now some people, when they're seasoning the meat, they tends to put cassareep on the meats as well. So, but I'm not going to put any cassareep on my meat. I'll just season it up as normal, regular seasoning. And then when I finish here, now I'm going to cover this with some cling wrap, and I'm going to place it in my fridge to sit there overnight to marinate. And then we'll come back in the morning and take you through the next step, okay? Rub this seasoning well into all this meat. Okay, so guys, I'm gonna go ahead now and I'm gonna put the rest of the seasoning on this cow foot. You know, I'm not using much cow foot because, as I said, I don't really like it. You know, it's not my thing. You know, I've always been like that with cow foot. I'm very funny with meat. I'm very funny person with meat. You know, certain meat and stuff I don't really like, but you know, if my family likes something and I don't like it, I will still buy it and I would cook it and prepare it for them, but I wouldn't use it. All right, so I've seasoned my cow foot. I'm just using a small amount of cow foot anyway. I don't want to use too much because I want my pepper pot and I want this to take over my pepper pot. So sorry. So I'm doing it my way. Okay, so that's all seasoned. So guys, I'm gonna cover this up now with some cling wrap, and then we're gonna come back tomorrow and we're gonna take you through the next step, okay, of cooking all and boiling and cooking all this meat. All right, so there goes my meat, well seasoned. Okay, there goes my meat, guys. It's all well seasoned and marinated. So I'm gonna put this in the fridge to sit overnight, and then we'll come back and we'll show you. Okay, so stay tuned. See you in the morning. Bye. Okay, guys, now I'm ready to move on to the next step, guys. So what I'm going to do now, my meat has been sitting on my fridge overnight, guys. So what I'm gonna go ahead and do now, I'm gonna go ahead and boil my cow foot and my beef. Yeah, I don't have a pressure or one of those instant pot fancy thingy, you know. Sorry. I don't have one of them. That's on my New Year's list to present myself. Anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and boil my meat the old-fashioned way. I know it's gonna take longer, but I just like to boil my meat and make sure it boils until it becomes tender and it actually coming off the bone, okay? So I've got my meat there. You could see it's well marinated, guys, and my cow foot there, guys. I also got some orange peel and a cinnamon stick and some clove. Yeah, and I've got my Cassareep here, guys. So this Cassareep, I brought this back from Guyana. I bought about 3 of them, guys, and you could see this is the good stuff. Yeah, my niece make sure she went to the market and she bought me all my Cassareep and my Wiri pepper and my broadleaf thyme and all these things, guys. So I came back loaded down with my stuff, things that you don't get in London, normally get in London. I brought back from Guyana. Anyway, so we're gonna use this pepper pot. We got this Cassareep, guys. So let's go ahead and put this all together, okay? Okay, guys, in this pot on my cooker, guys, I'm gonna go in with my cow foot. I'm gonna put my cow foot in. Yeah. Now I'm gonna add some hot water, some warm water, room temperature water to my cow foot. And I'm gonna let this boil for however long it takes. This is gonna take about maybe about 2.5 to 3 hours to boil and become tender. And I'm gonna add my orange peel, my cinnamon stick, and some clove. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna add some more water there, guys. Okay. And I'm gonna let this boil. And then, guys, next I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna add my Cassareep and show you. I'm gonna add some Cassareep and show you guys. Okay, so I'm gonna let this boil, guys, until it becomes tender, and then we're gonna come back and we'll show you the results. Okay. Okay, guys, I've got my pot here on the fire, on the cooker. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna add my beef to this pot. This is a bigger pot that I'm using to boil the beef. So what I'm gonna do here now, I'm gonna add the beef and let it fry and brown up a bit. You know, it's gonna produce its natural juices. So I'm gonna go ahead and let that juice, all the juice from the meat evaporate, and so the meat can fry and brown up, and then we'll come back and take you through the next step. So I'm gonna go ahead now and add my beef to this pot. Just put it all in and let it brown up. A lot of seasoning. Okay, so I'm gonna leave that, guys, for a bit and we'll come back. Okay, guys, as you could see, my meat has spring all its natural juices, as you could see there in the pot, guys. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna leave the pot open now so all this juice can evaporate and this beef can get a little color. Okay, and then I'll come back and I'll take you through the next step. Okay. Okay, guys, now that all that water, all those juices has evaporated, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna add some hot water to my pot, to my meat, so that it can boil now until it becomes tender. So I'm gonna go ahead now, guys, and I'm gonna add my cloves, cinnamon stick, orange peel, and I got some cassareep, guys, and I'm gonna go ahead and let this boil now for about 2.5 to 3 hours until my meat becomes tender, and then I'll come back and I'll take you through the rest of the ingredients. And some cassareep. I'm adding my cassareep now, guys. So until I get the desired color that I want. I think this wants lots more cassareep. Okay, so I'm going to cover this, guys, and I'm going to let this boil until all my meat becomes tender, and then I'm going to take you through the rest of the ingredients that I would be adding to the pot. We'll be right back. Okay, I'm going to go ahead now, guys, and I'm going to add my parboiled cow foot, yeah, to the rest of the meat, and I'm gonna let everything boil and becomes tender. Yeah, this is my parboiled cow foot that I'm adding, along with all the juices from the cow foot. Add all the juices. Okay. All of this boiled, guys. I'm gonna go ahead and add my thyme. Piece of thyme. One of my hot pepper, and we're gonna come back, guys, and I'm gonna let this boil till everything becomes tender, and then I'll come back and add the rest of the ingredients and show you. Okay, guys, all my goodness is bubbling away here, guys. So I'm gonna go ahead now and I'm gonna season up my pot. I'm gonna go ahead and add my black pepper, complete seasoning, some all-purpose seasoning and Maggi cube. Okay, some brown sugar, the brown sugar helps to balance out the flavor. Brown sugar, it helps to balance it out. I'm gonna go ahead now, guys, and I'm adding my Maggi cube. 2 Maggi cube to give it that nice taste, nice kick. I'm gonna go ahead and taste now. As you can see, my meat is nowhere yet boiled, but it's gonna simmer away on the low heat, guys. Wow. We'll come back, guys. I'm gonna go ahead now and I'm gonna add some of my Wiri pepper that I brought back from Guyana. And the yellow pepper, my niece, according to my niece, she said it's flavored pepper. Go figure, I don't know what flavored pepper is, but she said it had a nice flavor and a nice taste to your pot when you're cooking. So she gave me flavored pepper as well. So guys, I'm gonna let this bubble away for the next couple of hours, and then I'll come back and I'll take you through the next step. Okay? Okay, guys, this is the finished product of my delicious Guyanese pepper pot, guys. This is my way of making my pepper pot. You know, everybody got the way how they make certain things, and this is my way, and I can assure you it's delicious. Okay? Anyway, if you like my video, please give me a thumbs up. Please like, share, and subscribe. If you're new to my channel, each and every one of you, you're welcome. Please hit the notification bell and the subscription button so you would be notified whenever I upload a video, guys. Thank you for all your support, guys. And please stay tuned for the next video. Thank you and goodbye.